Hey everyone, it's Keri TV, and today is a public service announcement, PSA, so stay tuned. So if you're just tuning in, my real estate channel is about tips, information, inside scoop, behind the scenes, and just a little bit about everything about the real estate world and lifestyle in LA. So if you haven't been watching before, subscribe below. So today's PSA is about the current interest rates. Now there's so much going on with the market right now in the headlines. As we know, they're very sensational. They're trying to get you to open the link, read the paper. But what's really important is to listen to the actual facts of what they're trying to say. So the market has shifted in a way that is so different from how you would think. It is not declined, it's not going to decline. The recession that's happening will not impact real estate home prices. Now, the last 4 out of 5 recessions, if you did not know, did not impact home prices. The last recession, that was caused by home prices. So what's important today is to look at the facts and to make sure that you are aligning your goals with buying and selling or buying your first home with what's really happening in the market and making sure you time it so your lifestyle fits into what you need. Because you should never try to time the market. It's something you can't quite gamble on. However, you can look to see what the specialists, Goldman Sachs, Freddie Mac, Freddie Mae, what everyone is saying, Wall Street Journal, about pricing. Now, we follow every day, we look at articles, we watch interest rates, we speak to our trusted lenders to see what's going on. Now, what has been so incredible, and I can't drill this in enough, are interest rates. Interest rates are at an all-time low right now. You could have a rate change a half a point to a point, and it impacts the purchase price 50 to 100,000. So instead of waiting for prices to come down, follow the interest rates. So for example, interest rates last quarter, October, November, were up at 4.8, 4.9%. As of last week, interest rates were at 3.37 and 3.4. That is over a point and a half lower. To give you an example, on $1 million purchase, your difference, putting 20% down on a 30-year fixed, from 3.5% to 4.5% interest rate, changes your monthly mortgage $700, just from 1 point of an interest rate. So that means if you're out looking at a property for $1 million, you're actually getting it at a price of $900,000 because of the interest rate. Now flip that to a $2 million purchase. If you've got the rate of 3.5 to 4.5, that monthly mortgage changes by $1,400. That is a lot of money. And it has nothing to do with the home prices. So if you're wondering why things have picked up and been a bit of a sprint lately, it's because people are trying to take advantage of those low rates. Even if you bought a property a year ago or 2 years ago, you probably are paying less than what that person did, even though the prices are higher by maybe 25 to 50,000. So it's so important to know how the interest rate impacts your purchase. It's not about the prices, it's not about supply and demand, it's about the interest rate. And with that being said, when it comes to supply and demand, there is such a demand for property in Los Angeles. It's such a change. I've been doing real estate in LA for over 15 years. And I guess I should say since 2005, and in case you watch this 5 years from now, it's a different market out there right now. There's so many jobs coming into town. There's, the Google's that's opening up, where they took out the mall where the Landmark Theaters are. I hope they're keeping the Landmark Theaters. There's so many jobs and people moving in from San Francisco, from New York, from Texas. So much is happening, and they have money to purchase. They have great jobs. They have the stability. They want to be here. Who wouldn't want to be in Southern California if you're in the tech industry? Hello, it's amazing. So there's a big difference in who the buyers are. And we have a whole pent-up section of baby boomers who haven't moved out of their housing because they're living longer and they're not moving into a senior living home, I have to say that correctly. The ADU rise, accessory dwelling unit, is insane because people can now build a back unit and they can rent out their space, or they can have an in-law, so they need to move up. So there's definitely a pent-up demand that needs to be released. But for the time being, the recession that's happening, not for the time being, but the recession that's happening is not going to be impacting home prices. The people predicting the recession aren't predicting that it will not impact home prices. Home prices are expected to go up 3 to 4% over the next year. So if you're waiting for some type of crash, I would stop waiting and I would jump in and do something. If you're selling to buy, of course, that's a whole different animal, but there's never a better time to get in when interest rates are low on your purchase. So some things to keep in mind with what's happening out there in the market, and of course, follow the interest rates. Like, it is insane how much of an impact a half a point can have. So you have about 700 between 3.5 to 4.5 on a 1 million, and you have about 1,400 on a $2 million purchase. So the difference between a half a point, so instead of speaking 700 and 1,400, it's about 350. So on $1 million purchase, even if the rate goes up 0.5%, you're spending about 350 more. If you're buying a condo, because we have a lot of condos up to 2 million around here, that's an HOA payment that you just wiped out if the interest rate is 0.5 point lower. So make sure you follow the trends, use your specialists, follow the interest rate. It has never been a better time to buy due to these interest rates and due to the market appreciation and just, hello, living in LA. So that's Keri TV today. For more latest information on the industry, what's happening, tips and tricks, behind the scenes, everything about the crazy world of real estate that is at the agency with the Keri White team, then subscribe below. Cheers guys, take care.